In this episode, I'm going to share with you how to stop negative thoughts quickly. I'm going to share with you 4 ways to stop negative thoughts fast. Stay tuned until the end for a special guided grounding exercise I will share with you. I'm Carla Hunt, CEO and founder of Prioritizing Peace and the host of the Unapologetically Prioritizing Peace podcast. I'm a licensed master of social work with a bachelor's in political science and psychology. On this podcast, I talk about mental wellness, personal development, and mindset with some spirituality sprinkled in so that you have the tools so that you can trust yourself more, have more confidence, make better choices, and take control of your well-being on your journey to success so that you can feel happier, have healthier relationships, and get more enjoyment from life. Welcome to episode 20. This is the season finale for the first season of the Unapologetically Prioritizing Peace podcast. We are going to talk about stopping negative thoughts quickly in this final episode. The first way is to recognize cognitive distortions and release judgment. Do you often have catastrophic thinking or extreme thinking? Do you often go to the worst case scenario when something happens? For example, your best friend didn't text you back immediately, so you think they're dead. That's the only possible logical explanation you can think of, right? Why else wouldn't your best friend text you back immediately? The truth is that is catastrophic thinking because you've immediately jumped to the worst possible outcome. Normally, what happens when they finally text you back? They were working, they were asleep, their phone died. Whatever the reason was, it was not the worst possible case scenario. Jumping to the worst case scenarios and having catastrophic thoughts are cognitive distortions. Being able to catch yourself and reminding yourself of the times that nothing bad happened when they didn't text you back immediately will be to your benefit. Because if you continue to reinforce cognitive distortions, you are going to convince yourself of something that is not accurate and reinforce negative thinking, which is not what we want to do. We want to reinforce flexible thinking and that there are other possible alternatives that will allow the situation to be okay, because normally it turns out to be okay when your friend finally texts you back. Challenge these types of thoughts when they occur without judgment. I urge you to listen to episode number 9 on self-talk. A lot of times, the worst case scenarios come from the critical voice inside our head. Many of us grew up with the critical and judgmental parents, as well as parents that were worry warts, and helped us shape the critical voice inside our heads that are now on autopilot shaping our thoughts. Sometimes we have to stop and ask the question, whose voice is this really? That voice that is causing us distress and is making up cognitive distortions about situations is not your voice. That's the voice of someone else that you spent your childhood with, and they were trying to push their insecurities and negative energy onto you. Just think for a moment with me here. If you were anything like me growing up, you had catastrophic critical voice inside your head that always thought the worst possible case scenarios. I was afraid to do so many things. There was a little voice inside my head that was telling me I couldn't do it, I would fail, I would die. Real story. I was afraid to do cartwheels as a kid because I thought I'd break my neck. I had to unlearn these thoughts and start thinking new thoughts. Instead of thinking about all of the what if negatives, get out a piece of paper and start writing down all the what if positive possibilities. What if I succeed? What if I win? What if it all works out? What if? Positive possibilities. You are infinite potential and the possibilities are endless. Number 2 is reframing. Another way to overcome negative thoughts is by reframing it. The idea is that you want to take back your power and give yourself possibility instead of powerless rigidity and negative thoughts. For example, if you have a problem with your significant other, you're mad at them, for example, for not remembering it was your 1-month anniversary, reframe it. Instead of considering this a problem, consider it an opportunity to talk with your significant other and let them know that you would like to celebrate your 1-month anniversary and why it's important to you. Your significant other probably didn't remember because most people don't celebrate 1-month anniversaries. And if this is not in alignment with their love language, they might not be into celebrating anniversaries at all for that matter. But having an open dialogue allows for you to talk about your love languages and have a conversation about anniversaries and what other kinds of celebrations are important to you and what kinds of expressions make you feel loved in the relationship and what kinds of expressions make them feel loved in the relationship. It's not a problem, it's a golden opportunity. Because we have universal laws like duality and gravity, for that matter, where there's a problem, there's also already a solution with duality. So every time you think about a problem, start reframing it into how it can be an opportunity. And when you start reframing it, you'll likely find the solution within the reframing. Number 3 is to journal or talk to a trusted person. Get your thoughts out either on paper or by talking with someone you trust. I recommend talking with someone you trust so that they can help you with identifying your cognitive distortions and reframing. Either way, getting your thoughts out of your head will prevent you from ruminating on the negative thoughts over and over again. If you write down the negative thoughts on paper, once you're done, cross out all of the negative thoughts, tear it up, and throw it away as a symbolic gesture that these negative thoughts have ended. Then write down some positive affirmations on a new piece of paper or positive thoughts about what you would like to happen instead. For example, if you had written down a negative thought that you were not going to get invited to someone's birthday party, I know I have some really random examples, but go with me here. If you were not invited to someone's birthday party because people always forget about you, once you've written it down, cross it out, throw it away, and then write down on a new piece of paper that you are going to get invited to that person's party. Then, as an added bonus, list the action steps you're going to take to help you get invited to that party, like sending a person a DM saying you're excited to celebrate their birthday with them and you can't wait for their party. Number 4, create coping mechanisms and resilience for responding to stressful situations. No matter how awesome our lives are, stressful situations will arise and we will still experience stress from time to time. Everyone experiences stress. No one is exempt or excluded from this. We have to have coping mechanisms that nurture our resilience when we experience stressful situations and when our emotions are heightened. Taking time for our self-care and stepping back from a situation either momentarily or for at least 24 hours to allow ourselves to process and experience emotions is necessary so that the emotions are not controlling you. I suggest you listen to episode 16 on emotions. Using coping mechanisms like the grounding technique I will share with you at the end of this episode, or exercising to release some of the stress energy, or crying is another way to release energy. Once you have had a chance to get grounded and recentered and release some of that energy, you can better deal with the decisions that you need to make regarding the stressful situation and have more resilience to reframe your thoughts in ways that will be in your best interest and that are in alignment with your values. You have the opportunity to respond rather than to react to the situation. When we respond, we are better able to make conscious choices, whereas when we react, we are making unconscious choices on autopilot. When we are on autopilot, sometimes those choices are not always to our benefit. I'm going to share with you the guided grounding exercise. It's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. Get somewhere comfortable and in a safe location. Please do not do this while driving or operating any kind of machinery. While in a seated position, plant your feet and put your hands in your lap. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Exhale. Take another deep breath in. Hold it. Exhale. Take another deep breath in. Hold it. Exhale. Open your eyes slowly and blink a couple times. First, I want you to acknowledge 5 things you see around you. Take in the images and the colors of the 5 things that you see. Next, acknowledge 4 things you can touch around you. Do those things feel soft? Are they hard, rough, squishy? Acknowledge 3 things you can hear. Are those sounds in the same room as you? Or can you hear the sounds in another room? Are they outside? Acknowledge 2 things you can smell. Are these things pleasant smelling? Are they neutral? Are they other smelling? Now acknowledge 1 thing you can taste. Is this item in your environment a liquid or a solid? Is it salty or is it sweet? Just take a moment and take 1 last deep breath in. Hold it. Exhale. You can stay here as long as you'd like. You can repeat this exercise again. You can pause it on the different item numbers. Once you are ready, you can resume your daily activities, slowly get up and drink some water and resume the rest of your day. If you enjoyed this guided grounding exercise, I've created an audio of just the grounding exercise by itself so you don't have to skip through this episode, and you can use it again wherever you want. Just click the link in the description below for your free instant download. If you have tried any of these tips I've shared, let me know in the comments. If you have found this episode helpful, please share it on social media with others so that they can benefit from it as well. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time. Again, this is the season finale of season 1 of the Unapologetically Prioritizing Peace podcast. Please comment, send me a DM, or send me an email on topics you would like me to cover in season 2. If you are a holistic healer, I would love to help you show up as the leader in your business by releasing blocks normally caused by self-sabotage, perfectionism, and procrastination so you can create the impact and income you desire. There are people in this world who will never become their best until you become your best. My information is in the description below to connect with me and schedule a free discovery call. Thank you for watching this episode of the Unapologetically Prioritizing Peace video podcast with your host, Carla Hunt. If you have any questions or would like to suggest a topic, please email me at hello@prioritizingpeace.com.